commissioning of the automated Premix fuel dispensing and monitoring system by Vice President Dr Bawumia on Tuesday, September 4, 2023, fisher folks in Ghana have lauded the initiative, which is an effort at digitizing the distribution of Premix fuel in the country. The automated Premix fuel dispensing and monitoring system enables fish farmers to directly assess the quantity of Premix fuel they need at the pumps using their digital canoe identification cards. These cards contain their biodata and other important information which are linked to their vessels. The move, which removes any need for middlemen for supplies, is intended to eliminate corruption in the distribution of Premix fuel from the fishing industry. According to the fish farmers, who commended the Vice President for the initiative, they now have a better appreciation of what digitization means with this application in their industry. At the 3-day Africa Climate Summit in Nairobi, Kenya, Africa's leaders have proposed a global carbon tax that lets major polluters pay more to help developing countries finance the rollout of green energy systems and prepare for the devastating effects of climate change. This is the first time that African countries have come together to mainly discuss ways to combat the climate crisis, probing both challenges and solutions. On Wednesday, September 6, 2023, Africa's leaders signed the Nairobi Declaration, which calls for a global carbon price on fossil fuel trade, shipping and aviation, as well as a global financial transaction tax. It also makes a case for renewable energy capacity across the continent to be increased 6 times, as hundreds of millions of people lack access to energy and clean forms of cooking. According to William Ruto, President of Kenya and host of the summit, it was time for the international community to discuss a carbon tax which ensures that all countries contribute. The declaration said a carbon price was key to ensuring affordable and accessible finance for climate-positive investments at scale, and called for the ring-fencing of these resources and decision-making from geopolitical and national interests. Previously, the IMF had indicated that a global carbon price would be among the fastest and most effective ways to cut carbon dioxide emissions across the world. Many countries, however, have not been receptive to the notion of a global carbon tax. Africa's leaders are expected to use the Nairobi Declaration as a negotiating document at the UN's upcoming COP28. Avery Dennison, a Belgian paper and packaging manufacturer, has commissioned the construction of the largest concentrated solar and thermal storage unit in Europe. The facility will be used to provide heat for the company's factory in Ten Hout, Belgium. Concentrated solar power generates renewable energy using mirrors and lenses to concentrate sunlight across a large area into a receiver. The Ten Hout unit, which is being developed by technology company Energy Nest, concentrated solar thermal company Aztec, and local community group Campina Energy, will have 2,240 surface mirrors with a solar field peak yield of 2.7 gigawatt hours of thermal power and 6 thermal storage modules with a capacity of 5 megawatt hours of thermal power. The unit will cover roughly 5,540 square meters and contain the largest installation of parabolic mirrors combined with thermal energy storage in an industrial setting in Europe. The installation will reduce Avery Dennison's emissions by an average of 9% annually, providing heat equivalent to 2.3 gigawatt hours of gas consumption. During the peak summer months, the unit will provide 100% of the factory's heat demand for its drying ovens. Ten van der Strijten, Belgian Minister of Energy, in a press release on September 6 said investments in innovative renewable energy sources like the project in Ten Hout will lower their carbon output and have a positive effect on climate change. The manufacturing industry is currently responsible for around 1/5 of the world's carbon emissions and around 54% of the world's energy use.
Visit www.energyghanamagazine.com for more on these stories. Energy Brief is proudly brought to you by Airport View Hotel.
Energy Ghana TV. Local in focus, global in perspective.